cloud is once again now the nation of Zimbabwe, as we have lost Nash Manani and Comrade Presi Mnangagwa. To start our proceedings, allow me, Excellency, to invite Comrade.
It is important on us. We shall believe, yes, but we shall believe with all. And essential where the comfort goes to the family, in the sense that the late Brigadier General, we may ask why. To me, it's a sign that they believed in God. Nokuti watese ama vikali nema kakutega kuna mali wanodo wanakutanso yeye kwa yakaoma kudai. To the grieving families, I want to remind you, there is hope even during your losses. And for our nation, Zimbabwe, there is hope. Let us just believe in God, and it is important for us. My dear Heavenly Father and Sovereign God, we believe in you. We believe in your report of hope for us. I pray, Lord my God, for the comfort, for the grieving families, that you may give them hope even during such losses.
Jadu kusanganiswa tine misozi pamatama Mwari werugare atinyaradze. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, Sir, and Amai Mnangagwa, Vice President, Dr. C.G. Chiwenga, Sir, Namai, Vice President, Comrade K.D. Mohadi, Sir, of the Politburo, members of the Diplomatic Corps, service chiefs, distinguished guests, comrades and friends. Allow me to say all protocol observed. My name is Tois Gwatinyanya Veja, young brother to the late Brigadier General Shadrach Veja. On behalf of the family, let me take this opportunity to say a few words about our beloved son who passed on and here lay before us to be interred at this national shrine. On behalf of the Veja family, I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and his administration for the conferment of the national hero status to our late son and brother, the late Brigadier General Shadrach Veja. This is indeed an incredible honor to the Veja family. Your Excellency, I also want to recognize the role played by the Minister of Defense, the Commander of Defense Forces, officers, men and women of the force, in molding my late brother to become a national giant. He came from very humble beginnings, raised in rural areas of Chiwi, like any other child of our community. The revolution, ZANU-PF party, the government, nurtured him to become the person our Bere clan and indeed the nation at large become proud of. The late Brigadier General Shadrach Veja was born as triplets in the Veja family in Chiwi district and attended primary and secondary schools there before joining the armed struggle at a tender age, and was picked out of many to be trained in the front. Your Excellency, sir, my late brother was a humble, loving and caring pillar in our family. He was a unifier who loved peace all the time. He could go out of his way to help the underprivileged children within and outside the family and orphans alike. He took time to visit the sick and assisted them where there was need. He was a straightforward member of the family who made sure the family remained united. He supported the family intellectually and financially. His presence was visible to everyone in the family and the relatives. His departure has created a void in the family which will take years to fill. In conclusion, Your Excellency, I would like to once again offer our profound gratitude to our listening President, ZANU-PF Party, and the Defense Forces for according such an honor to a member of our family. We will cherish his legacy, remain resolute, united, and patriotic. We thank the Almighty God for the time you enjoyed his company, shared love and care with our late brother, Brigadier General Shadrach Veja. May his dear soul rest in eternal peace. Fambai zvakanaka madzore, muramwi, siyabonga.
Sub A yake mgore ra 1966 pakwarire primary school ku dunhu reBhowera. Akazopedzisa grade 6 grade 7 yake paHanke Adventist primary school kuShurugwi. Kubva mugore ra 1971 kusvika gore ra 1972. Gore ra 1973 akatanga zvidzidzo zvake zvesekondari paLower Gweru Adventist Secondary School. Gore ra 1976 Nyasha Nesh akasiya chikoro akayambuka kuenda kuMozambique kuhondo. Akadzoka kuhondo pakuuya kuzvitonga kuzere achinzi Tamba Oga mwanangu. Mukukura kwake Nyasha kwese aive nerudo rukuru chose mumhuri nevese vemunharaunda. Aiva munhu aibatsira chose vemhuri vese uye munharaunda. Munhu aida kuti zvinhu zvirongeke, zviite nemazvo uye zvichipetwa kusvika kumagumo. Semhuri yekwadzimiri tinoda kutenda mutungamiri wenyika Dr. Presi Mnangagwa nekupa ruremekedzo rukuru rweNational Hero kugamba redu, mhuri yese kusanganisira mudzimai wake, vana nevazukuru vanoti tarasikirwa zvikuru kusiwa tisingafungiri. Oh my brother, you fought a good fight. You finished the race. You kept the faith. Famba zvakanaka Jinda. Famba zvakanaka Mokore. Famba zvakanaka Zumba. Tinoda kutenda.
Jadu, the second and only son of Comrade Presi Jadu. We are 7 in our family, and I'm the second and only son. Your Excellency, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you, Your Excellency, President Mnangagwa, the ZANU-PF Party, and the government of Zimbabwe for bestowing the highest honor in our nation to my dear mother, Comrade Presi Jadu. Thank you, Your Excellency. My mother was a role model for me and my sisters. She was the embodiment of the qualities that you expect a parent to have. She was loving, giving, a leader, a unifier. She was frank, direct, transparent, and a truth seeker in everything she did. Much like you, Your Excellency, because I had the pleasure of sharing a plane ride with you one time from Johannesburg to Harare. She was a disciplinarian. She would not hesitate to dish out tough love when required. For example, my mother had siblings and they had their own children, my cousins. During school holidays, they would come to our house in Chitungwiza but I would call it the Grace Tsitsi Jadagu Academy of Discipline. Upon successful completion of the discipline program, my cousins would go back to their parents and they would be on their best behavior and they would never misbehave again. My mother was a pillar in the community, especially in Unit J's Seke Chitungwiza. She believed in establishing a strong bond and relationship with everyone she knew or came across. To her, somehow, somewhere, even complete strangers she met would end up being her relatives and subsequently our relatives. We had a running joke with my sisters that everyone in the society was either a Tete, Ambuya, Sekuru, Andrazi, Muningina, or Mukoma. My mother valued education, and she made sure that all her children and the children of her siblings and other people in her community had opportunities to attain the highest standards in education. She did not want the lack of education to be an inhibiting factor in one's career advancement. I recall countless occasions where she would pay school fees not only for her nieces and nephews, but also for children of her acquired relatives and friends. Comrade Grace Tsitsi Jadagu helped many youths in acquiring scholarships, jobs, internships, and various trainings and vocational programs. There were numerous people from all levels of the society that she assisted, and I was not even aware of them until after her death, and people were giving astonishing and awe-inspiring testimonies of her great work in making a difference in people's lives. Comrade Grace Tsitsi Jadagu, my mother, was a source of inspiration and a mentor to many. As I alluded to earlier, she was fearless in an endeavor to attain excellence in everything she did. She was the consummate police officer, if needed, as a member of the Special Constabulary Police Force, a revered primary school teacher, an awe-inspiring national political commissar for ZANU-PF. She was a councillor, a senator, a member of the National Consultative Assembly, and more importantly, she was a devout Christian. Everything my mother touched, it turned to gold. She never failed. There are so many words I could use, Your Excellency, to describe my mother: loving, caring, fearless, brave, unrelenting, truthful, honest, frank, transparent. But if you ask me, Your Excellency, the word that best describes her, I'll say she was resilient. She never gave up on anything she believed in, and yes, including disciplining other people's children and even their parents. My mother was a devout Christian. She was a member of the Salvation Army Church. She actively and passionately participated in all church activities, especially in the development of church infrastructure. She gave generously to the church and her religion. During testimonies at a funeral church service yesterday, I heard that at one time she paid for the church Durawo for the Salvation Army Church where she used to attend. No wonder she used to admonish me and my siblings that the money that we used to give her was not enough. Your Excellency, please allow me this time to pay homage and acknowledge the other two national heroes being laid to rest here today at the National Shrine, together with my mother, Comrade Grace Tsitsi Jadagu, namely Brigadier General Shadrach Veja and Comrade Nyasha Nash Zimiri. On behalf of my wife, Gladys, the Jadagu family, and Mangwende families, I would like to convey my deepest condolences to their families and relatives. May the Lord give them solace and comfort during this challenging time. However, I would also like to let them know that we are also celebrating and recognizing their greatness and the extraordinary service they have given to the nation of Zimbabwe. In conclusion, Your Excellency, the Jadagu and Mangwende families thank the nation in mourning together with us the death of our dearly departed mother and leader, Grace Tsitsi Jadagu, and the other two national heroes, Brigadier Veja and Comrade Nyasha Zimiri. I especially would like to thank the ZANU-PF Harare province for recommending that the national hero status for Comrade Presi Jadu, and also the ZANU-PF Mashonaland East Province for blessing us with her birth and upbringing. I thank you, Excellency. Thank you.
The Honorable Vice President and Second Secretary of ZANU-PF, Honorable General Retired Dr. C. Gideon Chiwenga and Amai Chiwenga. The Honorable Vice President and Second Secretary of ZANU-PF, Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi. The Minister of Defense and National Chairman of ZANU-PF, Honorable OCZ Mchinguri Kashiri. The Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Charles Davengwa, other honorable ministers and deputy ministers who are here, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Advocate Jacob F. Mdenda, the President of the Senate, Honorable Amai Memory Nomona, the Chief Justice, Justice Honorable Luke Malaba, the President of the National Chiefs Council, Honorable Senator Muchana Kumalo, Politburo and Central Committee members, the Chief Secretary to the President Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushwaya, Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. Vincent Ungwe, Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General P.V. Swanda, Service Chiefs who are here, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Mayor of the City of Harare, His Worship, Councillor J. Mafume, veterans of the liberation struggle who are here, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. We gather once again at this solemn occasion to lay to rest two gallant sons and a daughter of our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. The three national heroes, Comrades Brigadier General Shadrach Veja, a decorated general officer in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Nyasha Nash Ziri, a veteran of the Armed War of Liberation and Intelligence Director in my department, and Grace Tsitsi Jadu, a dedicated party cadre and a war collaborator, are being interred at this sacred shrine in recognition of their consistent, persistent, and loyal service to our motherland, Zimbabwe. Brigadier General Veja passed on the 16th of April 2024 in hospital after sustaining serious injuries as a result of a fatal road traffic accident. Comrade Ziri passed on the same day in Harare after battling with diabetes. Comrade Amai Jadu passed on 18th April 2024 in Chitunguiza, Harare. Their passing on is a huge blow to our nation, and particularly to the defense, intelligence, and security sectors, as well as our Revolutionary Party, ZANU-PF. On behalf of the government people of Zimbabwe, our party, ZANU-PF, my family, and indeed on my own behalf, I wish to express my deepest heartfelt condolences to the Veja, Ziri, and Jadu families at this loss. The exemplary manner in which the departed national heroes executed their given mandates shall serve as a beacon for future generations to come. The late Brigadier General Veja had a distinguished career as a decorated general officer, strategist, and an exceptional military trainer. Numerous commissioned and non-commissioned officers in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces passed through his mentorship. The late Comrade Ziri was an astute and dependable intelligence and security officer, while Comrade Jadu was a dedicated and reliable party cadre. She was an ardent, firm believer and follower of our party ideology and values. She worked hard in mass mobilization for the party and women's empowerment, as well as popularizing the founding ethos and ideals of the People's Revolution. She was a female political commissar par excellence. They all served our nation diligently with honor, distinction, and sacrifice. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Comrades and friends, the late General Shadrach Veja was born on 10th August 1961 in Chibi District, Masingo Province. He did his primary education at Chihaya, Runesu, and Chitanga schools from 1968 to 1975, and attended his secondary education at Lundi High School from 1976 to 1979. After completing his O-level, the late Brigadier General joined the armed liberation struggle. He proceeded to North Korea in 1980 for further military training at Kim Jong-ju Military Academy, and later Kim Tu-sung Military University until 1982. He was attested in the Zimbabwe National Army on the 1st of August 1982 and rose through the ranks, becoming a lieutenant in 1984 and progressed until 2018 when he was promoted to Brigadier General, the rank he held at the time of his death. The late National Hero Brigadier General Veja had a decorated military career and attended several military courses within our jurisdiction and abroad. Apart from these military courses, he also attained academic qualifications in defense and security studies, as well as in defense and security management and business intelligence. As a result of his hard work, discipline, loyalty, trustworthiness, and dependability, the late general officer held several appointments, which included platoon commander, general staff officer grade 3, staff duties, company second in command, personal staff officer, to chief of staff, general staff, directing staff at the Zimbabwe Staff College, brigadier major, Chief Instructor, Zimbabwe School of Infantry, Commanding Officer, 541 Infantry Battalion, and Personal Staff Officer to Commander Zimbabwe National Army. He was a Senior Personal Staff Officer to the Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces from 2017 up to the time of his untimely death. For exemplary service to the nation, the late Brigadier General Veja was awarded the medals for liberation and independence, 10 years service, long and exemplary service, as well as the Mozambique campaign, the Democratic Republic of Congo campaign medals, the United Nations Angola Verification Mission 3 Medal of United Nations, Syrian Observer Mission Medal, and the Grand Officer of the Zimbabwe Order of Merit. Men, women, and officers of Zimbabwe Defense Forces are challenged to emulate the professional ethic and character exhibited by the late Brigadier General Veja. Ange ari munhu akavimbika anoda uye akazvipira kushandira nyika yokwake iri nyika yedu tose. Having been exposed to various military and academic training, the late Comrade Veja applied his knowledge for the good of our country. I urge those deployed in peace support operations and seconded for various trainings in other parts of the world to continue raising our country's flag high, as did Comrade Veja. On return, they are challenged to apply the skills and knowledge acquired for the betterment of our country and people alive to our philosophy that nyika inovakwa, inotongwa, inonamatirwa nevene vayo, ilizwe lakiwa livuswe likulekelwe ngabanikazi balo. Hallelujah. Comrades and friends, the late Comrade Nyasha Ziri, whose Chirenga name is Tambaoga Nganang, was born on 24th June 1958 in Shirugwi District, Midlands Province. He attended Kwarire and Matamba primary schools between 1966 and 1967, while from 1971 to 1972 enrolled at the Wangange Mission. He later attended Lower Gweru College, now Lower Gweru Adventist High School, for his secondary education between 1973 to 1976. Outraged by the racial segregation in the then Rhodesia, Comrade Ziri left the country for Mozambique in 1976 to join the armed liberation struggle. Upon crossing into Mozambique, Ziri stayed in Adzonia camp and received the political orientation that was to become the compass for his future political journey. In August 1976, he survived the callous resist and the brutal attack by the Rhodesian security forces at Nyazonia camp. Following the Nyazonia massacre, the late Comrade Ziri was selected to undergo training in security and intelligence at the Nanking Military Academy in the People's Republic of China. The Nanking Military Academy is one of the renowned military institutions where many liberation war cadres, including myself, and the late Zanda Chief of Defense, General Josiah Magamatongogara, were trained. The late national hero, Comrade Ziri, was deployed to Gaza province, where he operated until February 1977 and was later withdrawn from the front after sustaining life-threatening injuries. In June 1977, Comrade Ziri was again sent to the People's Republic of China for further training in intelligence. Upon completion, he returned to Mozambique and was appointed military instructor at Chaminuka Security and Intelligence Camp in Chimoyo. He was amongst the survivors of the 1977 Chimoyo massacre. Thereafter, Comrade Ziri was reassigned to the protection unity as a senior protection officer, chief aide to the Zana Chief of Defense, General Magama Tongogara. Due to his unquestionable commitment to the liberation struggle, tried and tested loyalty, he was appointed to be a member of the National Security Analysis Group. It was during this assignment that Comrade Ziri made several incursions into Rhodesia, primarily on intelligence and security reconnaissance missions, which included recognizing the Rhodesian camps in Rhodesia then. From April to September 1978, Comrade Ziri went as an intelligence and security instructor, where he trained several cadres who later served in the then Prime Minister's Department at Independence. In December 1979, he was selected to train in the Republic of Yugoslavia in advanced military science at the Higher Military Academy of Yugoslav National Army. After ceasefire in 1980, Comrade Ziri was the second in command at the Buffalo Range Assembly Point, where he played a critical role during the integration of Zana combatants into Zimbabwe National Army. He was briefly attested into the Air Force of Zimbabwe before being reassigned to the then Ministry of Social Services. He also worked at the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. Following our country's independence in 1980, I formed the Central Intelligence Organization into a truly Zimbabwean strategic and a key security national institution, which it is today, moving away from the notorious Rhodesian Special Branch. In this regard, I needed reliable, effective, astute, and unflinchingly patriotic and loyal intelligence officers. It was during this period, in 1983, that I attested our national hero, Comrade Ziri, into the President's Department. Owing to his professionalism, exemplary work ethic, and dedication to duty, he rose through the ranks, sharing his wealth of experience and grooming young intelligence officers recruited into the department. Our late national hero was promoted to the rank of Divisional Intelligence Officer DIO in 1996. In this capacity, he continued to mentor junior officers who worked under him into reliable, efficient, and effective intelligence and security officers. In 2021, the late Comrade Ziri was transferred to the internal branch and appointed the Principal Intelligence Officer, PIO, for Masharali East Province. He played a critical role together with other officers from the security services in the coordination of our historic land reform program, which began in Mashonaland East Province under Chief Soswe. His consistency and persistence, as well as dedication to duty and exceptional fluidity in the execution of delicate assignments, our late national hero was further promoted to the rank of Assistant Director and redeployed to the Counter-Intelligence Department. In September 2007, the late Comrade Ziri was posted to our embassy in Havana, Cuba, as a liaison officer, a task he performed with diligence. At the end of his diplomatic tour of duty, Comrade Ziri was reappointed Internal Branch Assistant Director of Operations in June 2015. And in 2018, he was promoted to Director Counterintelligence. His wealth of experience and professional versatility saw him being trusted to a specialized unit within the President's Department as Director in December 2019, a post he held at the time of his death. In the late Comrade Ziri, we had a committed cadre of our country who was always ready for any deployment and assignment. This trait must continue to be emulated by officers in the security sector as well as the civil service as a whole. Comrades and friends, the late Comrade National Hero, Comrade Jadu, was born on 11 March 1943 and went to Mrewa Mission in 1959 for her education. She trained as a police officer and later enrolled for primary school teacher training at Nyadire Mission in 1960. She started her political career at the age of 17 in Mangwende village, Mrewa. During that time, her family, led by Chief Mangwende, had a conflict with the Rhodesian Native Commissioner over national politics of the time. Eventually, the whole family was forced out of the village, which resulted in them seeking refuge in old Highfields. It was during this period that Comrade Jadu became a member of the youth in Zapu, together with other comrades such as the late Sabina Mugabe, Ruth Chinamano, and many others. We honor her for the indelible role that she and other women played in our country's protracted fight for freedom and independence. She is the epitome of female revolutionaries who endured and never gave in to the brutal and racist oppression of the Rhodesian regime. She will be remembered for her bravery, courage, and determination as she acted as a courier for the provision of vital information and intelligence to the liberation war fighters. Her role and contribution as a war collaborator, coupled with her illustrious political work in post-independent Zimbabwe, she should serve as an inspiration to the important role of women as we continue to build our country brick upon brick, stone upon stone, towards our Vision 2030. After independence, the late Comrade Jadu served as a councillor for Chitungwiza, Ward 16, and was later appointed Special Interest Councillor in 2013. She was appointed Senator in 2014 and became a member of the Peace and Security Committee, which played an oversight role on the welfare of defense and security services. As the Second Republic, we have deliberately implemented bold policy decisions to ensure that women and the youth occupy strategic positions in the governance and architecture of our country. Against this background, I urge women and the youth in leadership positions across all levels, in both the public and private sectors, to champion transformative initiatives to propel and help drive socio-economic and political advancement of women and the youth. I challenge you to avail yourselves for accelerating our national development agenda for the betterment of our communities and the nation at large. My fellow mourners, let us never forget that it is through the selfless, consistent, and persistent sacrifices of heroes such as the late Brigadier General Veja, Comrades Ziri and Comrade Jadu, as well as many other departed and living cadres, that Zimbabwe continues to enjoy independence and freedom and sovereignty today. We all have a duty across our respective sectors and individually to defend our motherland and work hard for a more prosperous future for all. Our focus remains on the attainment of Vision 2030 and to build Zimbabwe brick upon brick, stone upon stone. The national development philosophy which we have is Nyika inovakwa, inotongwa, inonamatirwa, nevene vayo. Ilizwe lakiwa libuswe likulekele ngabanikazi balo remains our guiding compass. We must never lose focus of our economic development thrust to modernize and industrialize our country. As we strive to achieve our national economic development goals, we are bound to encounter challenges. Let us pull in one direction as a united and peace-loving people. The burden to develop our own country falls squarely on us. The heroes we are laying to rest today played their part. We must keep marching forward and do our individual parts. I commend all Zimbabweans for the manner we have adopted and are protecting the use of our own currency, the Zimbabwe Gold ZIG. Congratulations, Wakorokoto, Zimbabwe. This is our national currency and a part of the symbols of our national identity and our dignity. Meanwhile, I call upon all Zimbabweans, especially our youth, women and young officers in the rank and file of our intelligence, our defense and security sector, to draw up good traits of patriotism and selflessness, which were exhibited by the late Brigadier General Veja, Comrade Ziri, and Comrade Jadu. The three departed heroes and heroines remained honest, humble, and trustworthy cadres who were always ready to avail themselves to save their country. Sadly, in the case of the late National Hero Brigadier General Veja, before the tragic accident, he was set to assume his new role as the defense attaché to Tanzania and Kenya on 23rd April 2024. Equally, I urge Zimbabwe Defense Forces and intelligence and security training establishments to be part of the mainstream research, science, innovation, and technology development ecosystem underpinned by the heritage-based education 5.0 model. The provision of knowledge and skills to address both emerging and traditional security threats, and for the production of quality goods and services, as well as for technological and investment, remains key priorities for our country. Over the weekend, I was pleased to host His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. Ruto, and the First Lady, Mrs. Ruto. This was held under the theme, Innovation, a Catalyst to Industrialization and Trade. This highlights the centrality we must accord science, technology, and innovation as we develop every facet of our country. Finally, as we lay to rest our gallant departed heroes and heroines, I urge our intelligence, defense, and security sectors to remain vigilant and effective on matters of national security and interests. Honor the legacy of dear departed senior officers by inculcating and entrenching the professional traits which made them patriotic, loyal, and dependable. Comrades and fellow mourners, as we lay to raise the late national heroes and heroine, Brigadier General Veja Nyasha Zimiri, Tamba Oga Mwanangu, Comrade Amai, Grace Jadu, alongside our founding fathers here, and other gallant sons and daughters of our beloved motherland Zimbabwe, here at the National Shrine, for remembrance and eternal reverence, we say to them, my dear countrymen and women, go well, sons of the soil. Go well, daughter of the soil. Zororai murugare magamba edu, lalani mokutula amakawe etu. Rest in eternal peace, our dear comrades. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Mnangagwa.